We live. Yo, 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 it's your boy Joe.
This your boy Greg with the co-pilot. Coast to coast, we do the most of what's your flight. Whatever it is, we got you covered.
Yeah, man. So we gonna skip the intro today, man. You know, we already starting a little bit late. Uh and so we gonna get right into the show tonight, man. So what's been going on, Greg?
Hey man, you already know the same old thing. Ain't too much change, man. You feel me?
So
Just taking everything one day at a time, enjoying life. About to be back on the road in a minute.
that's what's up though, man. And me, it's President's Day, man. Just getting a lot of things done, trying to work on a little bit of content, a little bit on the business side, a little bit and everything like that. So we're gonna get right into it tonight, man. And we're gonna talk about the All-Star game, man. And was it a snooze fest? I mean, what's your thoughts on it, Greg? I mean, when you just look from, I feel like from a competitive standpoint, it got a little bit better. But when you look at overall the game and how was it, it just seemed like it was a bit too much. Kevin Hart, man, he was just terrible last night on the mic. His jokes wasn't hitting the game. It's just, I mean, Sunday was bad. I mean, now Saturday was okay. I kind of like the fact that how they kind of honored Vince Carter and gave him his flowers for being the guy to kind of put the dunk contest back on the map. So that was one of the things that I did like. But overall, I just thought that it's still some work to do in progress. But and again, hey, All Star game, man, it is what it is at this point, man. These guys they gonna play how they want to play.
I would say this, man. At the end of the day, you have to get an NBA credit for effort. Um, and it's not a finished product. I appreciate the effort because at the end of the day, you got to try something. You get what I'm saying? You don't want it to you don't want All Star Weekend to die down. We know that over the
Right.
past couple of years, like for avid sports fans, it's kind of been a failure, and you don't want it to completely go off. So it's like you want to try to revive it a little bit, and whatever you can do to revive it. And so that's why I say I appreciate the effort with trying to do little minor stuff to tweak it up. And so, like I say, man, it was a little bit better. It added to it, but we know that it still is not a finished product. And so, but for me, how I feel about the whole thing, I think that at some stages is only going to get to a certain level because it boils down to this. And especially when you're dealing with players that get paid a whole lot of money, you get what I'm saying. When you're playing in what they consider a meaningless game, and it's not profiting anything, and it's more than just the players. You get what I'm saying. See, a lot of people feel as though it's just the players feel as though we're not going to play. We're not going to do this. But you got to understand too, the owners is also trying to protect their investment, and that's why you see things is like not. And it's not just with All Star Weekend. That's why you see things with load management. And even if you look on the NFL side with how the All Star game is now, the NFC and the AFC game, they trying all kinds of things to make things work, but at the end of the day, you still have to avoid what you call injuries. So it's like, the players want to protect themselves, the owners want to protect their investment. But at the same time, the league want to protect, you know, what they got going on, the festivities, the game itself.
I mean, I look at it like this though too. You still has to be some type of entertainment value in in the All Star game. And I get it. You want to protect the investment, but you do still got the fans. And
Right.
if you're not going to participate in the festivities, then you just shouldn't even participate at all. You know what I'm saying? Because then you cheating the fans, and you cheating yourself to a certain degree, man. You shouldn't want to go out there and have ass yourself too. You know. So I think we have to find some type of way, at least from a fan aspect. And I'm only speaking from a fan aspect at this point on making the games or making the at least the weekend more interesting. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
to what you say, and it's not to say that I disagree with what you're saying because it makes a whole lot of sense. But I think at the end of the day, the NBA know this, right? Because you had mentioned that if you're the fans, just stay out of it. If I heard correctly, That if
Right,
if 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 I'm the player and I get selected and I'm just gonna half step, half do it, I shouldn't play at all.
right.
But I think on the flip side of that, let's just say if that happened, you take away your star power. You get what I'm saying? Out of the from out of the All-Star weekend. I mean, you're gonna have less viewership. You get what I'm saying? I think that, and I hate to say this, and it may sound crazy, but it's the truth. And I think that fans rather see a half-ass performance from star power than a no-name player give 100% effort. I mean, let's be honest. I think that that's what they would want to see because at the end of the day, you're still going to get a lot of buckets, and versus an all-star game where you get like where it look like your bottom tier teams are playing.
Well, I hear you on that. I think a little bit we have to find some type of balance in a sense. Like, when you look at the All Star game last night with the young guys playing, I thought that had a lot to kind of do with what them guys kind of push themselves a little bit, being on national stage. They want to still say that they kind of got a little bit, and I think that the matchup was kind of like a disadvantage anyway with the young guns. But um, you know, when you look at it, it still has some work to do. And I get it. People don't want the game is meaningless now, but if you look at it in the sense though, and I think Kendrick Perkins mentions this today on First Take. This is the reason why NBA viewership is down. A lot of these guys are shooting threes. These guys not playing a lot of defense. I mean, it's like you got guys load management. Is like, and then you guys it super teams. Which I think that's going to an end of an era. But why I just think that you have to look at all those factors and look at why the way things are when it comes to the viewership of the NBA and why people are looking at this All Star game in a negative light.
Well, I wouldn't say it have to do with the All-Star game. I mean, the All-Star game gonna be what it is or whatnot. I don't think that that would be the reason for the viewership now. Maybe because of the three pointers or whatnot, things of that nature. But I think it's really you have to think that most of the people is not really real basketball fans. You get what I'm saying? Like because um this is like in America, most people they like the NFL.
Hmm.
They this is what we watch in America,
Hmm.
football.
Right.
And then after that, you have basketball and baseball, things of that nature there, because these other sports as well is trying to figure out how can we make the game better for viewers? How could we, add viewership to our product? And I think that that's always going to be a case when you're pretty much second fiddle to football because it's also the college football as well. Um so I think that's pretty much what it is like, and this always been my thing when it came like to basketball, baseball, NHL, it's so many games or whatnot. You get what I'm saying? Like for example, right, when you tune in on a Sunday, right? Let's you look forward to that Sunday to that one game. So most people is going to make sure they tune because they don't want to miss it. Versus, in the league, you have 83 games, 82, 83 games, you know what I'm saying, in a season. So it's like, if I miss Monday, I know I can come back and catch it Wednesday or Thursday or whatnot. So a lot of times too, I think that plays into that because you have so many games that they're playing or whatnot. And it's not like it's the Jordan era. Like the Jordan era was like larger than life. Like that was must see, and that was the reason for viewerships going up because Jordan was a much watched product, and it was the same thing. Like when you had Kobe, and the same thing with LeBron. You get what I'm saying? Like this was a much watched product that you had out there, and so now you got what's called the LeBron era is fizzling out. So you pretty much looking for that next star. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, so many games. It's like if I miss it, I can catch it now. It's not like a big bulk of the fan base is going to tune in this one specific day. You have half may tune in on a Monday, and the other half may tune in on a Wednesday or Thursday or whatever the case may be.
So so I mean that's an interesting take though, and I never looked at it like that. And I think that could be a reason for viewership. And if you really think about it, in the Jordan era when he did, retire, step away or whatnot, viewership did go down because there wasn't nobody that had to cling on to until Kobe, started winning and things like that. But I mean, that's an interesting take, man. But I do think that one of the things that they're talking about, and I think after this we can segue to the next topic if you want to, and we can stay on the NBA if you want to, Greg. Um, some of the changes they're talking about making is something like King of the Court. And I think that'll be pretty dope as well. One on one Jordan versus Bird type thing, with all the bit lights, some pride on a little bit of pride on the line, you playing one on one with somebody. I think Kyrie and James Harden say they up to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think that could be something worth watching for.
Right. Then you
So
gotta also look at this too, man. You look at the NBA, man. What does most fans in the NBA praise scoring more than anything? And like you have people that you can just be one of those guys that you're just a scorer. You just get baskets and you make the All-Star game. Versus a player like I like to talk about Draymond Green. Draymond Green may give you 5 baskets a game. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, he may lead your team in steals, block shots, rebounds, assists, and so on and so
right,
on. So these are the type of guys that's out there that's and not just saying Draymond Green, but I'm saying like players of his statue that get left out of All-Star weekend because they might not tribute to a lot of baskets. You get what I'm saying? But they are a
right,
big contributor to their team. You get what I'm saying? They are a key contributor to their team.
yeah. So I mean, I will say wait till our next topic on NBA, man. And this will be my little final take on it, man. Is salute to Vince Carter, man. Again, man, I thought the NBA they portrayed that story very well, man. Like I learned something from it. I didn't know that Vince Carter didn't want to do it without his cousin. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like he was like, was something that he wanted to do, and then just how it all played out. So I just think that how the NBA set that up, and also people don't probably ain't see this too. NBA is so dope at marketing. They was able to get Cat Williams and Kevin Hart to be a part of NBA All Star Weekend. And a lot of people probably didn't catch that because he probably did a little opening. Cat Williams, and then Kevin Hart actually obviously was part of the game, the in-game commentating. But that was pretty dope how they was able to play on that with Cat Williams using the joke. I'll never see if you heard the joke, that the viral joke online is saying that he was the reason why Steph Curry was the greatest shooter and everything.
Oh yeah. Like a lot of that stuff I miss. I'm gonna
So
be honest
he
with
had he made a joke about it like years ago. So the NBA kind of ran with that joke, and they kind of used that, with the All Star Weekend, by it being in Golden State and all that. So it was pretty dope how they was able to get those two comedians into that. So salute to the NBA and how they
But you know
whole
what's
marketing
crazy,
thing.
right? Like now with having those two in the bill, I didn't notice until you said something, but that go to show you like how unnoticed it went. You get what I'm saying?
Now I don't say they was in the building, but if you would have watched like the whole opening and how the whole NBA Saturday night thing went, and the NBA All Star went that Sunday, they had Cat Williams opening it up. He was doing like the intro.
Right,
You get what I'm saying? So it kind of felt like there was a part of the whole thing, even though I don't think Cat was there, but he was a part of the festivities, a part of the NBA All Star thing. So, and I don't think a lot of people caught that. You know what I'm saying?
right. But
So,
I think, man, really with the games more so, man, like especially with fans, man, fans have to get past like star power. Like if you're a fan of the game, be a fan of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like for example,
right,
the dunk contest. The dunk contest, man. When I saw the highlights, man, it was some nice dunks that they put on. You get what I'm saying?
right,
So like you can have quality, without having, what you may seem as star power, like having like the upper echelon guys. Like, you get what I'm saying? Who's to say that these guys won't come in and get in the dunk contest and it be a failure, it'd be a flop. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And I think that's another thing that a lot of people is like looking at too. They're looking at it like, well, we want some of the big stars to come into it like how it was back in the day.
Right,
But again, you said, like you said, it could flop and and it could be just as big as a disappointment. So
right,
I mean, we just gotta just, let these guys live in their era and they time and do their own thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy, if you're a sport of the game and you love basketball, just enjoy the game and what it is right now, what it is.
right. I mean, like I said, I would love to see it and I understand it, but at the same time, it wouldn't be no damper for me. Like, I mean, it's like I say, man, it wouldn't be one of those things that's the end of the world, or you get what I'm saying, or I'm not gonna tune in just because they're not a part of it. You get what I'm saying? If I'm
I
up
got
and,
what you're
and it's
saying.
on and I choose to watch it, yeah, I would check it out. But it's like, like I say, man, I don't get that hyped up for All-Star weekend, NBA or NFL.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm mostly into the actual games, the games that matter or whatnot.
right,
And I mean, like I say, I check them out. Like, even the NFL, when they came on, I used to watch it just to watch it, but I mean, I wasn't crazy about it. You get what I'm saying? I
right,
wasn't crazy about it.
right. So speaking of the games that matter, we're in a part of the NBA season where now the games are starting to matter. And let's kind of pick up from where we left off from the podcast last week, winners and losers of free agency. But we're gonna segue into a little bit more what you think, the teams that you think are gonna go on a win streak are gonna pick it up, or you see teams that may be trading down after the All-Star break. So I'm gonna let you take it off if you have a team in mind. If not, then I'll go.
Well, we know Golden State should be like the obvious or whatnot, and I didn't bring them up, and I know people wonder why I didn't bring up Golden State when I was talking about people that won in free agency or whatnot, because I mean that's pretty much the obvious. But I did, like I say, man, I did have to bring up Cleveland. I think that Cleveland is a younger team. Yeah, they are a younger team, and you brought in a younger guy that's still up and coming and having his best season this season, in DeAndre Hunter. So I had to mention him. But like I say, I would be clear, like Golden State, like they are a team you're gonna have to watch out for with bringing in Jimmy Butler. Like, to me that's an upgrade from Klay Thompson. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
Even though we know the chemistry was there with the Splash Brothers and everything, but Jimmy Butler is better than Klay Thompson, hands down. We already know that. You
right,
get what I'm saying? And I don't even remember what all they had to give up, but he's going to be the guy that they was hoping that your boy was going to be, man. What's the guy name? I can't think his name right now. He came from Canada. That's over there. That's been over there for a couple of years now.
you talking about Evan Mobley,
No, 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 no. They
Donovan Mitchell?
your guard. Well, he
Oh,
played
Darius
for it.
Garland?
Huh? No, over there, Golden State.
Oh, Golden State? Oh, you talking about Wiggins?
Wiggins, yeah, Wiggins. He's
He
he's
got
going to be
traded
the
though.
player, huh?
He got traded though.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's going to be the player that they needed Wiggins to be
right.
over there.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
But yeah, man, they like I say, man, Golden State, man, that's a solid team right there. You get what I'm saying? Like, and you know what's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the things I noticed, like, and this is why I say teams like the Lakers should be kicking themselves in the behind and whatnot, because it'd be a lot of pieces out there the Lakers could make to make their team better. I don't know what's going on with their front office, man. It's like I say, man, it be some of the small things. You don't need a lot of star power. And let's rewind back when it was LeBron and AD. You get what I'm saying? You don't need a big three with those two on the court, man. Only thing you need is a guy that can come in and maybe get you 15, or a shooter, just a guy that can shoot. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, like I say, man, the trade they made that that was a decent trade for the Lakers. But like I say, man, it'd be other pieces that they could have made it, other plays they could have made, and they could have established their team, having a better team because. And I'm going to go back and say something that I said a few weeks ago. When you look at LeBron and AD, and the last time they was in the Western Conference Final, they outplayed Jamal Murray and Jokic. They outplayed them. But at the same time, you still have to have your supporting cast come through and be able to make plays as well.
So a team for me that I think low key got good. And I want to say I like that up there what they did. We're gonna stick on Eastern Conference as well. I like what they got in Toronto, man. They got Brandon Ingram up there, and you got them paired with Scotty Barnes and Pascal Siakam. No, I'm not sorry. Siakam here in Indiana now. I'm sorry, but Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram. I think that's a nice little pair up there, young guys, man. Now I don't think they're gonna make a playoff push. I don't know where their record is sitting at right now, but just looking at what that little combination can do. Both of these guys are long, lengthy, a lot of size on the floor at these guys at the same time. I had lost my train of thought. But I think that's a good move for that team moving forward. And I think if not this year, it may not happen right away. But I think like a forward piece, like someone like the Lakers, I think that could be a nice little piece with Toronto, man. So I do like that move, as far as NBA.
Right, because in Scotty Barnes, you have a point forward, and Ingram, you have somebody that can shoot. You got to, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that could make a nice little line, to start out. You get what I'm saying? But we know that when you have teams like Toronto, man, a lot of times, man, these teams break up, and it's like they don't build upon what they have or whatnot. And they came out decent, man, in that championship run they had. But that was due to the fact too, you had, they I mean, I give credit where it's due, but at the same time, LeBron left from over there to the East. And Golden State was hurt up. But at the same time, they came through and played. They end up playing good though. You get they did what they had to do to win.
Hey, they caught Golden State at the right time.
Oh yeah, sure did.
Breaking down, their bodies was breaking down. When you look at that run, it was. I mean, it was about time. It was like 3 years in a row. They played a lot of games, so it was his time. But
Yeah, they
I mean,
had
I
won
just
the
look at the
last
move
two.
that they made too. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, they had won the last two. Then that year that KD had got hurt. KD and Clay got hurt that year.
Right. So, and I would say another team. Now that I sit here and think about it, I say another team that got better too. And when we're looking on the Western Conference, another team that made some moves in it. Like I said again, I still think Dallas is a team in the immediate future got better in this Luca and AD trade, man. And I know a lot of people might be looking at it right now because AD's hurt, but they've had like a winning record. I want to say since the trade, they haven't lost a lot of games. So obviously, something might be working there, man. I don't know. So look out for Dallas. I think they might make a push as well in the Western Conference.
Dallas is hurt up like a lot, man, with their front court because Lively hurt,
Gaffer hurt
AD
too, I
hurt,
believe too.
right. But I don't trust them to make a strong playoff run. I don't trust them to make a strong playoff run.
All right. So, final thoughts on NBA, man. Let's what I'm saying, who you got far as Eastern Conference. I know you like Cleveland, but is there any other teams out there, Greg, that you think, what I'm saying, that might surprise some people out there?
That could be a surprise. like I said, I like Cleveland. That can surprise a lot of people. Boston is the top team, like hands down. But
Mm.
Cleveland can be a team that can surprise a lot of people with what they was able to do before the trade deadline. And you also got to look at I got to look at Orlando, man. And most people might look at it as this as being a biased take, but man, that's a young team, a young hungry team. Think about last season, man, going against Cleveland, man, taking Cleveland to get to 7 games last year. You get what I'm saying? And late in the stretch, man, we wasn't able to shoot. And now you fix that problem with who you brought in. You get what I'm saying? And not only that, man, I think that with experience, this team know that because you remember late in that game, what we started doing, we stopped trying to settle for the three ball and started driving to the court. And once we start, and because Cleveland did the same thing, we kind of mimicked what they did because
Hmm.
they got cold behind the arc as well. But they was driving the ball and they was drawing the foul. Then we caught on, but we started doing it late in the game. And so I think that, man, having a mental note or whatnot, and with experience, we realize that, man. Sometimes, man, we just got to go ahead and go full throttle, go to the rack, allow them to beat themselves, allow them to foul or whatnot. You get what I'm saying? Play 1-on-1 ball, play ISO ball. Sometimes you get what I'm saying, because we know that Cleveland is a good team. They have more experience. They have, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, they have more experience. So sometimes, man, we just got to go out there, man, and put it all out there on the line, man. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, you have to go in that ISO, man. And even though that was one of the things I was criticizing us because we played too much ISO ball and we didn't play well as a unit. And I think that we have gotten better as that. But sometimes, man, you got to give it to your best player and say, hey, man, get out there and make a play.
Well, I say this though too, bro. Um, with Orlando right now, I just think we just got to stay healthy. That's been the thing. We have to stay healthy. We started off the season very well. I mean, we was like third, fourth place in the East, and then the injuries started happening, and then now right now I think we just fighting for a play-in right now, bro. We was like 7, 8 spot. So, you know, I think if we can just stay relatively healthy for the rest of the season, and these guys can gel. Pablo, he done came back balling, but we gotta get these other guys going. France, he's been playing well as well too. But we gotta get these other guys, the Wendell Carters and the Jonathan Isaac, Jalen Slugs, all those guys, all our complimentary players, man. We gotta get them going, bro. And I think that's what's holding us back, man. Um, we don't really have someone that can really distribute the ball for Orlando, man. You know, we got KCP, and I'll be honest with you, bro. When it comes to KCP, I'm gonna say right now we gotta have a little bit of buyer's remorse right now with him. I mean, it seems like we can't seem to hit on our free agency these last 2 seasons, bro. You know, Joe Ingles, and now this year KCP. Seems like it hasn't been panning out as we thought.
Well, KCP to me is more of a 3-and-D guy. You get what I'm saying? Like, without your starting players out there, without your star power, like, you can't look to KCP to be that guy to make your team better. You know, like, I didn't like after the injury, I didn't expect him to be that guy to take the lead role and lead the charge with this team, because that's not him. But when you have when you have solid players, when you have star players, then you can look at him as one of those guys that can come off the bench, or have his games like when one of your star players is down, that can come in and give you 15 points. That's who KCP is. That can play defense. That's gonna make plays where the stat line doesn't cover. You get what I'm saying? When he gonna hustle and make those kind of plays. That's who KCP is. So I didn't expect him to score a lot of points and things of that nature. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it wouldn't be bias remorse, because I knew what we was going to get out of him. You get what I'm saying? But once we got injured, that's is what you could say all season what started going down here is because of injuries, not because of who we chose to bring in or who we got rid of, but injuries.
No, I will say injuries as well. But I just do think though KCP has not been living up to his role as. I mean, if you just look at his percentages, man, I think he's having career lows right now. Not career lows, but they're down from previous season. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it just like I say, it just don't seem like that role what we pay him for. He's not hitting. I mean, he's like I went and watched the Orlando game when we played against the Pacers, man, and I mean, so many opportunities. Well, KCP was, we think what he would do when he was playing in Denver, where he hit those open threes or timely buckets. He wasn't doing it, man. It just, man, So I mean, I can say still he could turn it up and still could come in, and also we can make a run to as well. But right now, man, I just think right now we just got those complement pieces, KCP, and he's one of those guys as well that I'm talking about, complementary pieces that have to step up his game this part of the season.
Mm. Yeah, I think, man, we just really getting everybody back. So it's like we have to see what happened after that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can only judge him after seeing the whole lineup, but like I would not judge his game off just seeing like on a depleted team because I know who he is and whatnot. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't expect that much out of him. I don't, like I have to judge him off seeing him like as one of those guys he's playing with his team that being a contributor.
Right. So let's say it went to so any more on the NBA?
Nah.
All right, so let's say it went to some Jaguar talk, man. So they've narrowed down the candidates for the GM job, man, and for me, man, I'm liking the guy um, from the Rams organization. I think that's who we need to roll with. Can't think of his name off the top of my head, but I think that's who somebody we can roll with. Familiar with Lynn Cohen, um, and I just think that's a good piece. But a lot of people are saying that it could be this guy from the Bears, Ian Cunningham or something like that. That they say he might get the front office position. I'm not really feeling that, but I want to know what your thoughts on the GM search.
Um I I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Like when it comes to like the GM search, like a part of me really don't care. You get what I'm saying? Because I know what everything boils down to. But I will say this though, like, um, like could like this be like better for the team, like having a head coach then bringing the GM in because that means that everything's is centered around your head coach and what he wants to bring to the team. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that was one of the ways that I looked at it as well. Like, by having a head coach in and, have him being a part of the search, which I think they're doing, don't know. I know Tony Baselli have got a major role in it, like, but could that like, be one of those things that help because he would have like whatever you allow because I say that to say this, like, because you're allowing your coach to have a say in bringing in his players, the guys that he wants,
Mm-hmm.
instead of the GM saying that this is what I want, and this is what it is. So having those guys being able to work hand in hand. I'm always a big fan of like having one of those coaches that's always having a hand in talent search. I'm always a big fan of that. But like I say, man, when it comes to the GM search, man, they're gonna say the right thing and things of that nature. But I know if we can't get Trevor to be better than what he was, man, it's gonna be another guy that get fired. You get what I'm saying?
I feel you. I feel you on that, Greg. I feel you. Totally feel you on that. But you cannot put all the blame on Trevor.
I'm
And
I'm
you know
not.
what I'm
No,
saying? And
I'm saying,
organization wise, you got to put the pieces in place. It's just like the chessboard, bro. You just can't
I'm
put everything on
but
Trevor.
I'm
That's all
saying
I'm
this.
saying,
This
bro.
this is not just with this team. This is with every other team. You get what I'm saying? Every team that we done saw. The
Okay,
history
so
game.
let's
The
let's
only
okay.
the only
So
the
you
only team the only ownership that I know that has patience, you know what I'm saying, with their coaches and their GMs, and I would say the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it works well for them. I would say you could say Jerry in the same sense because a lot of people felt that Jason Witten should have been gone. You get what I'm saying? So I would say he's one of those guys that's very patient with when it comes to with coaching. But and it's not like just a Jacksonville thing or whatnot. And I'm not saying this just because it's Jacksonville, but this is one of the things that I have seen go on time and time again. And I always said this. I think that ownership need to be more patient with GMs and they need to be more patient with head coaches because a lot of times they go into these situations that not set up for them to succeed. And this is the result of it. Everybody felt that your boy that went to the Jets, Robert Saleh. Everybody felt that he was a well qualified head coach.
Right.
But what happened? The end result, he was out of there. You get what I'm saying? Um, I would say the same for Mike Vrabel. You get what I'm saying? They got, he was there in Tennessee. You bring in like I mean, who they had as a quarterback? Like you bring in Will Levis.
Will Levis, right.
You get what I'm saying? What happened? Will Levis looking like he's not that guy as of right now.
Right.
So that led to him getting fired and the end result. And they brought in more talent. They brought in more talent and everything. And Tennessee fans felt like that was a good hire. The end result, you know what I'm saying, it didn't work out.
Now,
So it's like
sometimes, I'm gonna say this too, Greg, because I think some of the story you have to look at too in grand scheme of things too. Like, not it was because of the quarterback. Now, from my hearing it too, that Mike Vrabel and sometimes the organization with a coach, they may just tie quarterback hand in hand with head coach. And sometimes it's been in certain situations, and we know this too, Greg, that that head coach might not be sold on that quarterback, but the owner is enamored by that talent. Oh, I want that guy, and you got to deal with whatever that owner say sometimes. And now you stuck with it. We know that's the situation with RG3.
that happened in
Then
Miami.
yeah, exactly.
But
Two.
but
So
but
you
this
see
is
what I'm
what I'm
saying with
saying.
Mike Flores? Was it
But
Mike Flores? Yeah.
but
So
that's what I'm saying. I say that
Brian
that can be
Flores.
a
I'm sorry, I
bad
said Mike Flores. Brian Flores.
that can be a bad combination though. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I say, man, they have to work hand in hand because you go to a spot and you're not sold on this guy, and all of a sudden you get what I'm saying. It's like when it don't work out, they get rid of you. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Right.
Look at Pierce and with the Raiders. He
Right.
had 1 year. You had 1 year. They gave you Garner Minshew and they give you Aiden O'Connell. And so now they decide, okay, yeah, we may need another quarterback, but they decide to get rid of the head coach. And you get what I'm saying? So,
Right.
and we can all agree the
Right.
players were sold on Adam Pierce, if I'm saying his name right.
It's like Antonio Pierce.
Antonio Pierce. My bad
Right.
for saying his name wrong.
Right. No, no, you all right.
Players
You all
were,
right.
the star players were sold on Antonio Pierce. You get what I'm saying? Raider
Right.
Nation was sold on Antonio Pierce. But what happened? You don't have no quarterback. It's a quarterback driven league. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
and,
Due
and,
to
and,
how the
and you're
rules
right.
and everything
Facts.
is designed. So it's like either you have one or you don't, especially when you don't have a loaded defense. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like if you have one of those teams that's not predicated off the quarterback, then you have to have time to allow the coach to build the team up for that. You know what I'm saying? Like we had in Jacksonville when we built the defense up.
Absolutely. So, and like I said, Greg, I agree with some of it. I just feel like sometimes, man, you be going too hard on Trevor. Because
I
I
got
do
to.
agree. I
I
do
got to
agree. Trevor got
because
to get better. But I
because
just
I
do think that
defended
you have
him.
to look at organizational
But
sometimes.
the
Organizationally, sometimes, man, you have to look at organization. Sometimes it could be the wrong offensive coordinator. Sometimes it could be the wrong QB coach. Things like that. And I think sometimes is where when we stay and you see now is a trend of head coaches are now they're not sticking with offensive or defensive coordinators as long as they would be because they know their job could be on the line. So that's what I'm saying. Like things like that. You can come off a player. So I think that's why we just can't always just put everything on the player itself. That's all
Oh,
I
I'm
be
not
saying.
putting everything on the player. Certain things I do. And the reason I'm so hard on Trevor is because of this. And not just him, I was hard on the teams and whatnot. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
Because of this, because I defended them that much. Like when Trevor was under Urban Myers, I defended him. You get what I'm saying?
right,
And then in his second season, I said, "I told you so." When we went to the playoff, those was my words. You know what I'm saying? When he had the down season the next year, that when we went
right.
97, I defended Trevor. You get what I'm saying? So each year I was defending him. But now I'm seeing a pattern. You get what I'm saying? Now I see you digress. Now, if I would have seen, for example, right, if I would have seen you consistently be good or average, then maybe I have to look at the coaching or something like that there. But when I see that, okay, you didn't look so good your first year, and then when it come to your second season, I seen you take a step forward. I seen you take a major step forward. So you showing that you are capable of playing under this head coach. And you even showed it in your second season. But when I see you digress, take a big step back, I have to look at you and say, yeah, you are a big part of the problem for that particular season. Now, I'm not saying the overall failure of the Jaguars are Trevor Lawrence's fault, but I'm just saying this particular season is I have to look at Trevor because first of all, when you was in, you didn't play well when you was in, and then you was injured a lot. You get what I'm saying? So, and it's not just him, it was the lack of quarterback play. So it's not just Trevor, it's you know what I'm saying, Matt Jones as well. You get what I'm saying? So this is why I'm looking at Trevor and say, yeah, you need to tighten up because it was him taking a step back and not being consistent from what he was the last two seasons.
And I can totally understand that, man. You know what I'm saying? Why you feel like that, bro? In the sense of, you know, that from that aspect. So I get it now. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. I understand it, brother. My brother. So we gonna segue into another topic, man. Any more? Oh, you want anything? I don't want to start. You got any more thing about
Um,
the Jaguar stuff?
not no. I think I
Okay.
pretty much covered it.
All right. So we're gonna talk about the NFL Combine, and as you know, it's a lot to talk about too. We're gonna unpack on this NFL Combine. So as you know, Travis Hunter reported to the combine as a cornerback, and then there are reports that the Titans are interested in trading the first pick. So, I mean, is it a possibility that Shador may not go number one, Cam Ward may not go? Which I mean, who goes number one out there? And we'll finish up with two. Shiloh did not get the combine invite, and was he snubbed? And do you think that he will end up on NFL roster at some point? So I'm gonna let you take off, Greg.
Well, when it come to Tennessee with the first overall pick, right? I'm gonna say this. Um, you have to go with one of the quarterbacks. Like, do you really feel that Will Levis is your guy? And if not, do you feel like a quarterback like Jackson Dart or Quinn Ewers is just as good as Cam Ward and Shador Sanders? So these are questions you have to ask yourself if you're Tennessee. Me myself in that spot right there, man. I gotta take one of them. I gotta take either Shador Sanders or Cam Ward because I seen what these guys was able to play make no mistakes about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's take the however you feel about them or whatnot. These dudes can play. They play good on the collegiate level. Um, as a matter of fact, they played great on the college level. You get what I'm saying? So we know that their performance is first round worthy alone. Like this is not like when Kenny Pickett was coming out. You get what I'm saying? This is not like that draft class. So Now you can argue that maybe they're not as good as Caleb when he came out, um Bryce Young when he came out. You can argue that. Maybe you don't want to take him number one because of that. But at the same time, you can't take away the fact that they are first round worthy prospect and that you're in need of a quarterback. So with that combination, yes, I have to take one of those guys in the first round because, like, do you want to take your chance on a guy like Jackson Dart? Not saying that he cannot play in the league. I think Jackson Dart would be a good quarterback, can be a good quarterback in the league. You get what I'm saying? Also think that Quinn Ewers would be a good quarterback in the league. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, do I look past Shador Sanders and Cam Ward and go to those guys? They could be better than them. But am I willing to take that chance?
Yeah, I mean, and this ain't no hate, man. This ain't no hate. I don't want nobody thinking I'm hating on the Sanders family and all this other stuff, man. But I think what's happening is people coming off Cam Ward and Shador Sanders because they're red flags on some of their and some of the flaws in their game, man. And I think they're like none of these guys. They don't really trust these guys at the top pick. Now, I think a team like New York that's desperate, they'll try. They will take that gamble. But uh Cleveland, I think they might take the gamble too as well. But I don't think the Titans are willing to take that gamble, man. I just don't see them taking that gamble. I think they may go Travis Hunter or something like that. He might be the first pick off the board.
Tennessee got a loaded offense, right? Talking about with skilled players. I don't know if people notice that or not. You got Calvin Ridley, you got Boyd. You also got that dude McKinney Westbrook on the low, like dude can play. Then you also got what's the running back in the backfield that came from Dallas?
Talking about Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard. So they got some players out there that can play. You get what I'm saying? So with that, man, it's like, do you wanna keep your franchise stagnant by not having a quarterback? You get what I'm saying? Like, is your team a Travis Hunter away from you being a legit contender in the AFC? That's what you have to ask yourself. Like Travis Hunter on certain I would love to have Travis Hunter in Jacksonville, but at the same time, like if we was to get him, I wouldn't be mad. I would actually like that pick. But at the same time, like if I had the choice and I'm the one calling the plays or whatnot, I know the consensus favorite what they would want, but at the same time, man, I would have to go to an area that we have been weak for a long time. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't even say weak, but an area we can improve, and that would
Yeah.
deal of difference. And that would be, man, and that would be the position to having in the trenches. Like I'm attacking the trenches. You know, I love the skill players, but I'm attacking the trenches, man, and especially for us in Jacksonville. And for Tennessee, I think they're pretty much good in the trenches when it comes to they on the defensive side of the ball. So yes, he would make their defense that much better. But at the same time, it's like you still gotta acknowledge that you have a quarterback problem. Like who's going to throw the ball to your receivers? Because when I actually went to Nashville, right, and they had what's the guy that came? He came from Pittsburgh and he went over there and played. Can't think of his name right now, but Will Levis was hurt. He actually looked better than Will Levis. Why can't I think of his name right now? It's crazy. But name one of the quarterbacks that was at Pittsburgh.
To my Kenny Pickett.
Nah, not Kenny Pickett.
You talking about recently?
No,
Older quarterback.
he was there in Pittsburgh.
You talking about Randolph Mason Rudolph?
Mason Rudolph. That's who he was. Mason Rudolph actually looked better than Will Levis. That was the game when they played against New England. The game I went to,
Mm-hmm.
and he actually, like, matter of fact, they won that game. You know,
Yeah, they did. They did win that game. You
that,
remember telling me.
that was actually a good game for like two low tier teams or whatnot. Like you know, it's probably what one of those games. Like I just went because I was in the Nashville area. I wanted to get out and do something. So I just wanted to experience Nashville the whole weekend I was there. So I was like, well, shoot, I want to go to a football game now, you know, visit different stadiums and whatnot. And they played New England. And it was actually a good game. I mean, it wasn't no boring game or nothing. It was actually a game it was an exciting game.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where I think the Titans could really load up on some draft capital, and also get the player that they want. And I did watch something today earlier when I was at my homeboy crib, and Joe Cladd got Jacksonville getting Travis Hunter, and my boys seem to think, man, we can get Travis. I say, bro, we not getting no Travis Hunter, bro. I say he gonna be off the board, or he not. I say I don't see Travis Hunter in the Jaguar uniform. I say although it would be nice pairing him with Brian Thomas, in a couple of plays on offensive side of the ball, but man, I mean, I don't see Travis Hunter coming to Duval, man. You think Travis Hunter come here?
I don't think so. I think he gets snatched off the board. I think New England pick him up because you gotta look at New England already got a stud at I'm talking about like on the low, Gonzalez, the dude a real problem back there, man. That came from Oregon, the cornerback.
Or Christian Gonzalez?
Yes. So pairing him on the other side, I think, man, that's an opportunity, bro. They is not gonna pass up right there because you got to think, man, they would have like one of the best cornerback tandems out there in the league.
Let me
I
ask you this though.
I think Houston got one of the best cornerback tandems out there with um
Derek
with
Stingley and what else that boy name?
Lassiter.
Lasser. Okay.
Right. And but I think that, man, like with those man, you got those two, you know, at the cornerback position, man. That would be dangerous right there. But I would love to see him on the other side of Tyson Campbell, and having Tyson Campbell go against the number two receiver.
Mm. I mean, well, I would say this too. Uh, you think Mike Brable will allow him to play both ways? Mike Brable kind of stubborn. He still kind of got Belichick. I think he a modern day Belichick type coach.
I think what's
Uh,
I
you
think
think he
what's
let him
gonna
play
happen is
both sides?
this. I think what's gonna happen is this. Like he's gonna play Cone as his primary position, but they're gonna have him in plays on offense as well. Same thing they did with Dion.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
I don't see that as a scenario that's far fetched. You know, you see what position he came at cornerback. I felt that he was a better cornerback. You know, well, I can't say that. I just liked him better at cornerback. I'm gonna say that. I'm not good. Can't say that he was better at one. I just liked him better at cornerback. But I think that he stand a better chance at playing both by playing cornerback some, but also playing receiver like a little, but having cornerback as his primary position.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if he go to New England. Man. I don't know if something tell my gut tell me Travis Hunter gonna be the first pick. I don't know what that. I
Tennessee.
think he go Tennessee, or he go if he don't go Tennessee, he go like somewhere like the Raiders. I don't think Travis Hunter comes to like if he's not the first pick. I don't think he goes to like a team like he goes to like a bit market. That's what I'm getting at. He goes to a bit market team, say the Raiders or who else picking in the top five that got a bit market, the Giants or somebody big, somebody make a play for him, where him and Shador Sanders may be playing together alongside each other, something like that.
Yeah, I think what the Raiders gonna give up for him though, because they I mean, like, you think the Raiders gonna trade up for him?
No, I don't think. I mean, I'm just saying in a perfect world, Uh, yeah, but I don't see them. I don't think they'll do it though. Now that I think about it, Pete Carroll, the coach, I don't think he'll do that, man. So, but I think I just think that I'm just saying, like big market wise, I don't see Travis Hunter not playing in the big market. See, that's why I keep saying Jacksonville. I don't want to get my hopes up thinking he coming here and I say Joe Cladd said it. Like, yeah, man, Travis Hunter and everybody think he coming here, man. I just don't see it, man. I
I
just don't.
I would say this for a guy like Travis Hunter, like I think he would fit in Jacksonville if he came here for this reason right here. He's a simple guy. Like Travis
Mm.
Hunter like to fish. Like
Oh
this
yeah,
is what he
yeah,
do in his spare time.
yeah.
So
It's good fishing out
he's
here
not
too. Yeah,
he's
that's good.
not blinded by the nightlife and things like that. He's not like all caught up in that there like things of that nature, whatnot. He's a very simple guy. Like he just like in his spare time he play video games and go fishing. So I think that with that he would fit in. And plus he's a Florida boy. Florida boy went to school in Georgia. You get what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think he could fit in perfect in Jacksonville.
Okay. I mean, you got a little spin on it. You know what I'm saying? You put that on that, and you got me thinking like, yeah, okay, it could be a possibility he end up in Duval, man.
But
So let's say it way to Shiloh, man. So Shiloh Sanders didn't get an invite. You got a lot of people saying that it was snub. Me personally, bro, I'm just gonna get right to the BS. I don't think it was a snub. If you watch any of the footage at the East and West practice, this dude he looked bad. I mean, in coverage, he looked bad. Now, don't get me wrong. He can hit. He come down in the box, he can hit. But I mean, he's injury prone as well. He got hurt, he was banged up, last year. He banged up this year, came back, tried to play through an injury. So I mean, I don't think, right now he's not ready, man. I think he gonna have to grind, man. Maybe come up through the XFL, get a couple more some tape. Because I mean, right now he's not ready. And the crazy part about it is Shiloh is like 25, 26 years old, man.
yeah, I ain't know he was that old.
Yeah, man, you got to think. Because you remember he was supposed to come to Florida State. Remember he was one of the top corners in the corner in the country, or safeties or whatever. He ended up going to South Carolina. Then he played South Carolina for like a year or so. Then he came to Dion. He was already in college when when he went to Jackson State. A lot of people forget that.
But to be like he 26 though.
About 25, 26. Yeah, he played like 6 years of college.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like he just, I mean, I don't think he ready, bro. If this is something that he wants to do, he gonna have to get some more tape out there, man. Right now, the tape on him is not good, and this year he got a lot of bad tape, man. That Kansas State game, man, there was a lot of bad tape on that Kansas State game. I mean, yeah, the bowl game he played well, but I mean, prior to that, bro, man, it's a lot of bad tape out there on him, bro.
Well, I mean, I didn't see a lot of bad tape. Like I would say, like he did have like moments like certain games, but I think like overall he pretty much played well. But I mean, I thought he would have got an invite. I thought he would have or whatnot. But I'm not gonna sit here and say I understand like how the whole process go. Like I'm only saying that because I know him and I heard his name a lot. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know how many people that get invited, things of that nature. Um, I don't know why they. I would have thought like me just on the outside looking in. I would have thought that he would have been part of like from the outside looking in. I would say he got snubbed, but but on the flip side, I don't really understand the whole process. You get what I'm saying? And like I say, I'm saying this because I watched a lot of him. And he had a lot of good moments or whatnot. So with that, I would have thought that he would have got an invite. But at the same time, too, it could have been like other players out there that was other safeties that was better than him. You get what I'm saying? And they could have got an invite. So like I said, I don't really know how the whole process on it. Can't quote me on it. So that's pretty much my take on it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm learning about that process as well. I was listening to the JB show the other day, and it was saying like the way it works is like so many teams gotta want to acquire about you or something like that for you to get an invite. So like it gotta be like half of the teams gotta want you to be there. So if you don't get at least half the teams to want you to come, to see about you or want to interview you or just want to find out about you in some type of way, shape, or form, then you don't get that invite. So I just think the tape is out there, bro, man. If you go back and look at Colorado, this guy can't cover, dog. He's a liability in coverage, bro. Like I say, playing against a run game, yeah. Like a team, like say maybe like the Ravens or a team that's like defensive led, or you know what I'm saying, that's it might be able to find a spot for him on the special teams, play practice squad or something like that. But actually wasting any draft capital on him, bro, I don't think a team would do that. So we're gonna say it went into the arrivals and departures, man, tonight. So I'm gonna let you start the grade with your arrivals and departures.
I gotta go with where we start. Which one we starting at? Arrivals.
Let's do arrivals, yeah.
Okay, I gotta give it up to main man in the slam dunk contest, Orlando man. He showed out.
Matt
Um,
McClure.
because you gotta think, man, he outdid Blake Griffin, right? When Blake Griffin came over to kill, Blake Griffin jumped over the hood of the car.
Right.
He jumped over the top of the car. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And clearly.
So yeah, I gotta give props to him. And also, man, in NASCAR and last year around this same time, I had this same arrival. And that was for William Byron, what the dude named William Byron winning
Mhm.
the Daytona 500, and he just won it again. And part of Hendrick Motorsports or whatnot. So yeah, he won consecutive Daytona 500.
So for me, man, my arrival this week is again, man, All Star Weekend. That portion of saluting Vince Carter, bruh. I thought that was dope, man. If you get a chance, you can go back and probably watch it on maybe on NBA TV, watching just like the I say the beginning of a Saturday night, uh that the festivities, watch the beginning, like the opening of that, and just how they did that with Vince Carter, dog. You'll like it on TNT, bro. I thought it was amazing how they kind of rolled that out, bro. And then how they kind of just dedicated that whole day, that whole night to him. Like before the slam dunk contest, I don't know if you've seen it. They showed all his dunks, like before the dunks. You know what I'm saying? They wanted you to relive that
Yeah,
moment. You know what I'm saying? Like how it went that night, how the dunks went. So, like I say, man, the NBA knocked out the park for that. So I gotta salute the NBA for that, man. And also, like I say, they good at the marketing, man. So
they
that's
need to
my
name the
arrival for
award
this
after
week,
him,
man.
man.
So
Like
what?
I think they need to name the award the Vince Carter Award.
They really do, man. Because, like I say, and the way, like I say, how they, if you the storyline by how they set it all up, it's like, yeah, man, yeah. And so salute to that. And also too, I kind of like how they did with the judges this year. They switched out the judges this year. They had a bunch of new guys on there. I think they had KG, Baron Davis. Uh, they had a bunch of new guys. They didn't have the same guys as judges, so I like that.
Right. Also got man, I also gotta put add this to my rivals too, man. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the world of boxing it was Friday, man. I got to call Keyshawn Davis. I call his fight. He won the belt or whatnot. He just won the belt. And also, man, Abdul Mason, man, like I was impressed with him. You talking about an accurate puncher, man? Like Keyshawn Davis, he that dude, but man, the dude I'm watching, man, Abdullah Mason, man, that dude that a real deal, man. And these are the guys, man, that's gonna be coming for Tank in the near future, man. You get what I'm saying? Is they ready as of right now? Could be. Keyshawn Davis, he done called Tank out on numerous occasions. He done called him out on numerous
Mm.
occasions, whatnot. And we know that, man. These two guys, man, they're the future, man. They are the future, man. But I think that in due time they're gonna have to move up. You know, especially when you want these big fights or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
you got guys out there, man. Like some of these guys went down like that was like premier fighters. They went down to fight Tank Davis or whatnot. But these guys are natural like welterweights or whatnot. And some of them probably even super welterweights. So I think that these guys gonna have to move up in weight class, man, to like probably get that big fight. You get what I'm saying? But but at the same time, too, like I say, man, you still got Tank Davis down there, man. So will he move up in weight? Don't know. Like I don't know, but man, them two guys, man, they the future, man. They the future. They the future.
Yeah, that's what's up though. So we're gonna start with our departures, and I guess I'll start this week with the departures, man. Uh, and my departure this week, I gotta go with um the format, man. I wasn't really feeling the format. If they was gonna do that, they just should have went Team USA versus the world, kind of like what NHL did for their All Star game, and they just should have rolled with it like that. You know what I'm saying? But uh, I didn't. Like I say, that's what I say again. All Star weekend. The format, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that
I get. Although it was competitive, it was a lot more competitive. I just didn't like the format. Like the All Star, it kind of watered down the All Star game a little bit because it was just you had too many All Stars. You know what I'm saying? It's like too many players. It was just I don't know. It's just So that's just my take.
right.
So
Um I really don't have no departure this week that I can think of.
yeah, that's what's up though.
I really don't have like that I can think of this week or whatnot. Mm,
Yeah, just gotta give you a little shout out. Hey, it's all good, man. So on that note, man, we're gonna end the Co-Pilots Podcast. Episode 79 is in the books, man. So be on the lookout for more content from guys from throughout the week. Greg, he gonna probably be dropping some videos, some shorts. I'll be dropping videos and shorts, man. Any final thoughts, Greg?
yeah, man, like I said, man, I always thank the fans, man, for coming up, check us out, man. Even ain't nothing but a couple of minutes, man. We appreciate it.
And we always appreciate it, man. Love you guys. Peace.
Yep.